Hey, you guys, it's Mo from Mo in the Deep End, and we have some nightly newsy news, mostly in the afternoon, because y'all, look, I don't know what got into me. In the most Monday of Mondays, I decided to try to clean my entire house. Now, I am sure some of you guys clean in a very organized way. You stay in one room, but I am the if you give a mom a sock, she will run to the laundry room. In the laundry room, she will realize that the laundry needs to be rotated. When she's rotating the laundry, she realizes that the trash is full, so she'll take out the trash. Then she goes to the kitchen to get a new trash bag and realizes there's a sink full of dishes. That is how my brain works. I swear to goodness, I am a chaos I am chaotic neutral when it comes to cleaning. I accomplish, I think, a lot, but most of the rooms are still semi-messy, which is upsetting and confusing to me because I'm trying my damnedest to keep a clean house, but it is just not working. And I may have overdone my daggone limits today. Welcome, JKD Buck, Jason, Christine. Good morning. Yes, look, you guys, my first executive order, I am not freaking kidding. All recorders are going into a bonfire. We will play taps. Not that they deserve it, but we will. We will show respect, but no more. Welcome, Robert James and Alice G and Slinky. Welcome. So we have a couple stories. Again, you guys, sorry about the early night, but I know myself and I am going into full CRPS pumpkin mode, which is amazing sometimes. But I do have fun story time and I have found the most amazing thing ever, which I'm supposed to be on lockdown from buying tchotchkes, but I found the most amazing tchotchkes and Mr. Mo was not thoroughly impressed with my brilliance, but I love weird tchotchkes. Welcome, Jeff Montgomery. Thank you, Slinky, for your discretion. Play by yourself in a hallway, away from people. Our first story is that a New York State Trooper, Thomas Masia, may have faked a shooting to try to, get attention of his love interest. You know, if it involves having to shoot your daggone self, she is not worth it. She probably has those crazy early 90s, early or late 90s, early aughts, crazy woman eyebrows. Look, what the hell? A New York State trooper who allegedly lied about getting shot during a Long Island traffic stop may have been looking for sympathy or even to win the attention of an unrequited love, interest as per, just what you do on a Tuesday. Like, what are you doing? Well, I'm going to try to hurt myself to get some sympathy. I mean, of course, so basically, he's guilty of simping to a degree that is just ridiculous. Also, who the hell has a brown hoodie except for the UPS people? Welcome, Wrestle Plunge. Now, Thomas Messia, 27, was arraigned alongside his parents Monday in Hampstead as new details were revealed in his bizarre scheme, including that he sprinkled bullet casings on the Southern State Parkway, then fired at his own leg on October 30th. It's speculation, the police superintendent Steve James told reporters of Messia's alleged motivation. We could surmise many instances whether he sought to get disability retirement or whether he sought to seek the attention of an unrequited love. Those are issues on the fringes that have come to our attention, but nothing definitive. Mom, don't let them take me out of my basement. I'm not done with Halo. I think those might be exact quotes, not going to lie. Again, sir, you look like John Fetterman. Which I don't know if that's a compliment or not because he's kinda growing on me. Like, Senator Lurch Fetterman is totally kinda growing on me. He's like that uncle that just says the thing that no one wants to say and then sits there, full man spread, just, with a Pabst Blue Ribbon, like, "Hey, I'm just telling you the truth." Usually with, like, a Virginia Slim in his mouth too. I mean, we all have that uncle, and we love him because, he's our uncle. So that's kind of where Fetterman is for me now. Politically, I don't know where I stand with him, but as a person, he's kind of growing on me. Now, Maciá resigned from his post as state trooper effective January 24th. He turned himself in at the state police barracks in East Farmingdale early Monday, while his parents turned themselves in on separate firearms charges. The now former cop is facing up to 3 years in prison on charges that include tampering with evidence, falsely reporting an incident, and official misconduct. Yeah, I remember this doofus. Like, sir, that mustache just looks all wrong. He should have never been a cop. That mustache makes him look. There was a saying about a bus that was not as long as the rest of the buses in the '90s when it was okay to say that. That's what he looks like sometimes. Now, Assistant Nassau County District Attorney Jared Rosenblatt said that his arraignment in district court, that Maciá had dropped a handful of 22 caliber shell casings on the parkway before he drove himself home and dropped off the gun. He allegedly then drove back to the parkway and called for help and backup. Now, Macia's false claims prompted a massive manhunt, with authorities searching for a Dodge Charger with New Jersey temporary plates that only existed in a fig Newton of the defendant's imagination, Rosenblatt said. Now, he didn't use fig Newton, but I think he should have. Now, Nassau County District Attorney Ann Donnelly also slammed Maciá for the sob stunt that, quote, wasted extraordinary resources across several police departments and appeared to be a ploy for sympathy in a press conference Monday. He knew the seriousness of what he was about to do, Donnelly said. He knew the depth and breadth and the rapid response that comes from a report of an officer shooting. He knew the fear it would create, but he did it anyway, whether for sympathy, attention, or, to ease a wounded ego. What he did was unconscionable. Yeah, Slinky, having dealt with Mr. Mo with a man flu, I can tell you that a man with an ache or pain is just absolutely no bueno. Like, that is the whole thing that I don't get about these reverse harem romances. Okay, y'all know I am addicted to the Kindle, like, I need Jesus books. And I am oh, crap. Well, we are turning full pumpkin mode. This might be a tangent stream, y'all. We're gonna go nuts because I am in full no filter mode. Now, what was I saying? It will come back to me. Any hoozle, this doofus. Now, Donnelly noted that Macia's body camera did not actually deploy the right way during the incident. When it did, it looked like it was being covered up. Now, Macia's father, a former NYPD officer, Thomas Macier Sr., and his mother, Dorothy Macia, were also charged with criminal possession of a firearm. Now, the firearm charges against the parents are separate from the ones against Macia, with the firearm in question being criminal due to illegal characteristics because Sr. is a convicted felon. So you're telling me that this is the fruit of the poisonous tree of the bad cop, and you decided, your dad was convicted of a felony while being an officer. I'm sure you'll be fine. That would be a gnaw. Slinky, that is the one thing. Look, reverse harem sounds really great until you have to do laundry and deal with 2 damn men with or more with freaking man flu. Hell to the effing no. Screw that. Give me the fun times and then y'all go to work, okay? That's just hell. That's how you know that this is a fantasy because a harem of men with all of the flu, and then these poor men would have to deal with my crazy ass. I mean, I would not wish that on anyone but Mr. Mo because he seems to enjoy it. Anywho, let's see here. Authorities also located the 22 caliber gun that Macia Jr. used to shoot himself in his parents' home. You went back to your MFing basement, you freaking dweller of the basement. What the hell is wrong with you, sir? Like, I have to go shoot myself in my basement. I'll pretend it's, Call of Duty. I'm a sniper. What a doofus. Now, it is believed that Macia Sr. is a former partner of the NYPD officer Michael Dowd, one of the most corrupt officers in the Big Apple's history, multiple sources said. Now, the pair were both busted in the '90s for running a cocaine ring linking Brooklyn to Suffolk County, multiple police sources previously told the Post. So dad has a Coke ring as a cop, and you're like, this guy's going to be great. How about we don't hire anyone with this last name anymore? Okay. Look, I'm sorry if you're the one good apple, like you're the black sheep of a criminal family because you're going to become a priest, but you can't become a cop. Okay. The name is Mud. All right. It just is. Now, all three messiahs were released on their own recognizance Monday and are due back in court February 5th. Attorney Jeffrey Einhorn, who is representing the entire family, did not comment while leaving the courthouse. Now, the younger Messiah had already been suspended without pay since November after the police launched an internal review on his claims of getting shot during the traffic stop. After launching the review, police halted their search for the purported gunman, who they were offering a $10,000 reward for. Whatever the younger man's, motivation, authorities said it was harmful to the larger police community. Yeah, I can't imagine the adrenaline jump. Like you hear on the radio, officer down. And I can't imagine that split second where you think, that could be me, and then I've gotta go help him. That must be the most helpless and fearful thing, and then good cops, most cops, they squash that feeling or do whatever they do, and they run in there. I know, I wanted to say Finkel is Einhorn. So, again, this doofus, I hope you get time in jail. This was time, this was energy, but it was also an emotional toll on good police officers. You're just a jerk. I love how I'm so mean, like, I love how calling a person a cahoon to me is more of a joke, but when I go back to the old school, like, goody two-shoes, like, "You're just trash." That's my cursing, y'all. I am totally screwed up as per generally usual. This is gonna be odd stream. I am in full ADHD mode. I am so fucking not gonna lie, y'all. Anywho, um, nightmare on Wall Street as tech stocks drop, set to lose over $1 trillion over a Chinese AI startup, DeepSeek. Now, I will confess to you guys that I have no idea what any of this is talking about, but apparently the tech market is in the gutter. Now, I don't have any, bells and whistles, and I'm not going to tell you what to buy because hell, I don't know. Let's see here. Major US tech stocks like Nvidia, Microsoft, Meta, and Tesla are set for a stunning 1 trillion rout on Monday as fears over an advanced Chinese artificial intelligence model triggered hysteria from or not Walmart, from Wall Street to Silicon Valley. Shares of Nvidia plunged nearly 13% in early trading, easing hundreds of billions in values, or I'm sorry, erasing hundreds of billions of values as investors learned about DeepSeek, a Chinese based startup that has made waves in the industry after launching free open source large language model in December. Anyone have any idea what that means? Does that mean it's a chat GPT that'll make me funny stories I can read? Because I need to start doing that. Shizzy's the king, okay? Let's see here. Shares of NVIDIA plunged nearly 13% in early trading, erasing billions in value as investors learned about this new company. Now, DeepSeek claims to have developed the advanced model in just 2 months at the cost of under 6 million and without access to NVIDIA's best computer chips. It's a stark contrast to the billions of dollars typically spent by Western tech giants on AI research and chips. I'm guessing this is how Skynet happens, y'all. I would just apologize to my refrigerator and wash machine when the T1000s take over, okay? Just go ahead and say, "I am sorry, wash machine, that I hate you so very much because you continue to make laundry for me to fill." Now, the model's launch, referred to by a tech investor, Mark Anderson, as AI Sputnik moment, triggered a global meltdown and it slammed AI firms and chip makers. It cast doubt over the thesis behind the entire industry's supply chain, whether America actually has an advantage over its chief geopolitical rival. The DeepSeek announcement from China is nothing short of a financial Scud missile aimed at the US market that is much more fragile than they want to admit. Look, y'all, I don't know. I guess don't buy a computer, buy a computer. I'm just telling you, Skynet, just be chill, okay? Like, let us 90s babies watch, regular old, TGIF Friday and Step by Step, and it's not like you're not gonna be able to rule without us. I mean, you put on, Rugrats, the entire generation of the 90s is not gonna be paying attention, okay? Skynet, I was an ally, and I told you that, so remember me. This chick, y'all, this heifer, I have found the perfect thing. At first, I was excommunicating them, but you guys, oh my god. Okay, now Mr. Mo is not exactly as thrilled with my holy god, this is so exciting thing. Put on my glasses, be all professional-ish. Any hoozle, I would like you to see the majestic gloriousness that I found for my new catchphrase. Technical difficulty. Light up cactuses. Holy fazoli, I was like, "Shut up and take my money," and they were $1 at this resale store. So, I was like, "Shut up and take my money, I'll take 5." Mr. Mo was not as impressed. "Oh, lipstick, wonderful." I look, y'all, Imma be real, real honest with you. Today is the most fucking Mondayest of Mondays I've ever fucking had. And I've surrendered to it. My big thing, you guys, is that when you are having a day that is a Monday sort of day, the Mondayest Monday you will ever Monday, surrender to it. Just surrender to the fact that every damn grocery bag is gonna break on the way in. Surrender to the fact that, you are gonna try to wash a dish and everything is gonna be out or you can't find a sponge. Surrender to it. But it has been the Mondayest of Mondays. However, madam, screw yourself. Sideways with a cactus, allegedly in Minecraft, because what the actual fuck were you thinking? Yeah, Mo's getting a little mouthy. Holy crap, I've been cursing all the time. This is demonetized. I don't really give two rats rah-rahs at that point. I mean, look, YouTube, you have been fucking with me for like the entire time I've been here. I can't even say murder or child abuse or anything without getting demonetized. And fuck it, you want people to be a voice for these victims, and we can't use the actual words that happened, but CNN and Fox and the Young Turks and all these ridiculous people can. How about no? Yeah, let me make the ads go off. Sorry about that. Shouldn't have been on because I am crazy in a mood today. Just how in the hell can you make this choice with your life? Like, at what point? Well, I'm turning off the ads because I'm gonna go a little mouthy-ish today because I'm in a mouthy, ranty move. I just am. I know, Slinky, the cactuses make me think of the paramedic on the interwebs that shake his head and says, "Just don't. Just don't." Thank you, JKD Buck. Yeah, when I so then I decided and proceeded to clean the hell out of my house. Now, again, as I told you, I'm a chaos person. So by the time I'm getting ready to make nachos for my family tonight, I have had to pull out my walker and sit and explain to my husband, God bless his soul, and I love you so much, Mr. Mo. But as a functional 40-ish-year-old man, you should be able to read the instructions on the taco packet and figure it the fuck out. Sorry, you guys. I apologize to Mr. Mo for my mouthiness, but at some points it's like, I don't know how to make tacos or I don't know how to make macaroni and cheese, and I'm like, so it was nice. I got to use my stroller and sit down and walk him through that, but it was still like, doggone it, could you just read? And I felt like a horrible wife saying that because, it's not the way to, handle anything, but I usually say sarcasm and then use my love language later, you know, foreplay, if you will. Now, this heifer, this ridiculous thunder cunt, excuse my French, was going 100 miles per hour when she killed her sister and a 6-year-old girl on their way to a birthday. Now, how the F are you going 100 miles an hour with a baby in your car? And welcome, Baker Raiders. Thank you so much. I am the little Lipton side person. I am the queen of those. You get me a side and I'm fine. Like, that's an entire meal for me. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, fuck me sideways. She's from Indiana. God dang it. Look, I would like to vouch for all of us heel chucks in Indiana. Look, regardless of the fact that my really red lipstick, which I was trying to take off, smeared and I look a little cray cray, we are just regular level crazy. Like, we're a little quirky, most of us, but most of us Hoosiers are not this bad. Now, do I understand or know why we are called Hoosiers? Hell to the fucking no. No one fucking knows, okay? But there you go. And I am so sorry for cursing so much, but when I get to a certain level of doneness, my filter for fuckery goes down. I don't know why. An Indiana woman was heading to a birthday party with her sister and her 6-year-old girl, as well as several others, allegedly killing the pair on the way there, flipping and rolling her SUV into a ditch while driving at speeds of over 100 miles per hour. Jordan Hudson, 23, is accused of killing Niani Ella Irvins, 6 years old, and Jaden Samara Marquise Newbolt, 25, in November 2024 in a crash that left 3 others injured, including 2 other. What the hell was this woman driving? Like a flippin' Escalade? It's almost like she's got a breeder mobile like me. I do, in fact, have a 10-passenger Ford Transit because, I have 6 kids. Now, that's according to the Allen County Sheriff's Department. Hudson was taken into custody Friday and booked for neglect of a dependent resulting in death, neglect of a dependent resulting in serious injury, 2 counts of reckless homicide, and a lesser neglect charge in connection with the November 23rd crash on Interstate 69 near the 320-mile marker. Now, officers and medics who responded that Saturday night located an SUV with damage and 5 individuals with injuries around 8 p.m. A preliminary investigation indicated that the SUV was southbound on I-69 near the 320-mile marker when it left the roadway for unknown reasons, the sheriff's department said in a press release. The SUV struck a guardrail and rolled. 2 of the occupants were ejected from the vehicle, and both were pronounced dead at the scene. One was a juvenile, and the other 3 occupants were transported to a local hospital, an adult in serious condition, a juvenile in serious condition, and another juvenile in serious to critical condition. And let me say, just the hugest amount of gratitude to our first responders, our EMS, our fire personnel, our state troopers that have to walk up on these scenes and be the last bit of humanity maybe a person sees in their life. Hold people's hands as they're passing or, just see the aftermath of these crashes. I can't imagine the physical and mental burden that does, and I appreciate it so much. Now, after the crash, Hudson told police investigators it was her dead sister behind the wheel, and she claimed she was in the back of the SUV with the children, aged is 4 to 6, according to WANE. Now, she then allegedly confessed to being the driver 4 days later. The defendant placing the children in the car voluntarily took responsibility for their health and safety while driving them to a birthday party. What the hell kind of birthday party starts at, well, it looks like 8 PM. I mean, and these are kids, these are little babies like 4 or 5 or 4 or 6. Again, look, I really hate when people judge other families. Maybe they're a late night family, but this seems a little extreme for, littles. Like 4 to 6, I think my kid's bedtime was like 7 because they petered out about then, but they were on like Spinal Tap 11 the whole day. And how dare you try to place your dead sister in the driver's seat? Freaking witch. Now Hudson faces up to 70 years in prison if convicted on all charges. A GoFundMe has been launched for Newbolt and Irvin's families to help, try to get them buried and get a nice memorial. There was a touching description written by Irvin's mother. So this is the little girl who passed. My name is Brittany Irvins, the description says. On November 23rd, just before 8 p.m., my baby, Nalani Irvins, 6 years old, her life was claimed due to a fatal accident. My baby had a smile that could light up a room. She had a bubbly personality. She loved unicorns, ponies, and rainbows. She touched so many hearts. She was a ball of joy. Anything that can be donated, me and my family will greatly appreciate. Jeffrey Montgomery, I think you're right. I think this deserves a Lord Chippy, to be real. Just daggone Indiana, could you send us a good story, you freaking ridiculous? Now, I had this on tap for the morning, but I must have overlooked it. Yeah, OG or 80s Music Man, OG, just no. Now, this has to be the funniest damn story I have ever seen. I mean, this is something straight out of, well, SNL, I'm not gonna lie. Quote, "A large bald man struck the slimmer man on the head with a dinner plate." A Florida attorney allegedly attacked a father of a girl who cut in line with, in front of him in a meat buffet line. Of all the Florida to have ever Florida'd, this might be the most Florida-y story I have ever seen. Also, you're an attorney, sir, you know that's kind of not so legal. Like, I don't think you can do self-defense if you didn't get the prime rib as soon as you wanted it. But I could be wrong, I don't know Florida law. Maybe get, Mr. Owens, and he can represent you because he's a small town lawyer. A Florida attorney was recently arrested after an altercation at a buffet line that turned physical. Sunshine State law enforcement say. Now, Mark Rohr, 52, stands accused of one count of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. That plate was deadly. To be fair, anything can be a deadly weapon, so I get this, but this seems like an overcharge to get him to plea. That's just my opinion. What began verbally ended with violence and arrest, authorities said. The incident occurred on January 18th during a wedding at the Boca Lago Country Club in Boca Raton. Now, according to a police report obtained by the Miami News Times and a local website called Boca News Now. Now, during the reception, the defendant was allegedly in line at the prime rib carving station. Fucking called it, y'all. Giblets. Look, I love prime rib as much as the next Midwestern person that wants a side of ranch with everything, okay? But I am not about to catch a case for this. So during the reception, the defendant was cut in line at the, prime rib carving station when two young girls cut in front of him, the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office alleges. Now, Rohr got angry about being cut in front of at the buffet and confronted the father of one of the girls, according to a police report. Quote, "The slimmer man ignored the man yelling at him and did not respond," a deputy wrote. Without provocation, the large bald man struck the slimmer man on the head with a dinner plate. From there on, a melee began with a large number of wedding guests. Nothing like a wedding to bring out the brawl in the rest of the family. Like, what was your wedding day? Well, I got 3 haymakers and I'm pretty sure I had, Aunt Gertrude on the ropes. I was gonna take her down. I had her about tapped out. Like, seriously? And at a country club, y'all are never gonna get that, hoity-toity, highfalutin, pass anymore. Y'all are back with the hillbillies like us. Have fun. The man attacked also relayed his version of events. The victim then stated that a white male standing behind him became upset that he was cut in line, and the white male, who was later identified as Mark Stewart Rohr, walked up to him and they began arguing. The victim then stated he attempted to remove himself from the situation and he turned around to avoid further conduct or contacts. Now, the victim then alleged that he was hit over the head with a plate and shoved, and while off balance, the victim was grabbed by the collar by Mark, who was holding the plate over his head. I then spoke to a worker at the event who said in a sworn statement that they saw the whole interaction from the start and corroborated the victim's account about why Mark became upset about being cut in line. Now, the witness then stated that the victim had turned away from Mark in an attempt to ignore him, and that's when Mark walked up to him with a plate and hit the victim on his head. The witness confirmed that the plate shattered, and then Mark pushed the victim and was holding him by the collar. Now, the witness then stated that surrounding people separated the two individuals, but that's when Mark attempted to walk back over to the victim. Witnesses say they heard multiple plates shatter, but only one, saw a plate go. Now, when initially questioned, Rohr invoked his Miranda rights. Well, this man is smart. I mean, he's dumb as hell, but he is smart about the law. He's like, I plead the fifth, which as a lawyer, you should know. You should also know you don't, do a plate duel with someone for cutting in line for prime rib. Sir, the prime rib is still going to be there. If you have to wait 2 more seconds, deal. Uh, Now, the defendant stated he was upset. So he decided, oh, for fuck's sake, you stupid ass lawyer. So initially, he kept his Miranda rights. Then he got talky because he's a moron. You're a lawyer, dude. You're a lawyer and you're talking to the cops without a representative for yourself. He needs his lawyerhood revoked. His healthy disregard for the state's or healthy fear for the state's intrusion into our lives was apparently lacking because he was still in prime rib mode, I guess. Now, Rohr has denied hitting the other man with a plate, and he told investigators that the reception was a dry party. You did this all effing sober, you absolute ridiculous Muppet. Holy crap. And he does look like a Muppet, y'all. I'm not lying. Well, okay, he kind of looks like a penis or a Mr. Peanut if you did like, okay, that's too mean. Never mind. Sorry. We are not going to make fun of a man whose face looks like a peen. It's just, that's already God making fun of. I mean, Jesus. I mean, I'm sure God thinks he's beautiful in his own way until he gets a plate. The defendant made it clear to investigators that he suffered during the, scuffle as well. He had informed me that he had several injuries of where he was grabbed and escorted away. He did mention that he was hit in the face, arm, and chin. Mob justice. Look, you start acting a fool and it is not your wedding, and you are taking attention away from the bride and groom and all the family that's there to support, love, and well, do the cha-cha shuffle at least 5 times along with the, freaking, oh gosh, what's the other one? The electric slide and possibly the chicken dance. Welcome, skipper of Veteran Nation. So he was booked in jail later that week and then released on $1,000 bond after a few hours. So we may never know, what happened. Uh, Apparently, someone decided to put a Kermit doll on a light post. Now, as per usual, I'm gonna be so real with you guys. I have no idea about, foosball. So, I don't know if this is a normal foosball thing or if this is a more, ist phobia thing. I don't know. Brittany Mahomes calls out the Bills fans for a disgusting Patrick Mahomes move after the Chiefs clinch the Super Bowl 2025 berth. And thank you for the sticker, skipper of Veteran Nation. And that was a skyline. Thank you so much. Oh, and stretch. Are you ever really proud of yourself for minor physical achievements, like when you stretch to get a pen and you don't fall out of your chair? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I get proud of myself for a lot of dumb things, like doing that. Uh, well, and not falling down. Thank you so much, and the shadow box is getting full. We are doing awesome for this year. So I am not going to ascribe to this, istophobia unless it's proved. But I'm sure, regardless of, race, age, or creed, I'm sure it's not fun to have people just hate you just to hate you because you're on a foosball team. To quote, Bobby Boucher's mother. The foosball is the devil. We are the devil. You don't go do that foosball. Thank you so much for becoming a member of the Church of Mo D. Robertson. I hope you're having a lovely day, and please place all recorders in the bonfire. Thank you. As the Kansas Chiefs look forward to the, Super Bowl, Brittany Mahomes hopes that Bills Mafia learns a lesson from the past. Shortly after Kansas City knocked off Buffalo on Sunday in the AFC Champion thriller, the wife of the star quarterback, Patrick, shared a pointed message to Bills fans on her Instagram stories for the quote unquote absolutely disgusting behavior exhibited in week 11 of the regular season when a Kermit the Frog puppet clad in his particular jersey and a wig hung from a pole with a noose around its neck. Now, again, I don't know what motivated this, and I that gets into speculation, and I'm not excusing if it's istophobia, that's gross and disgusting, and get your heart checked out because we're all made of the same cells, you freaking weirdos. Like, we're all humans, stop it. But if it was a sports ball thing, I am equally confused. Do we remember this buffalo? Absolutely disgusting, Brittany wrote. As you go home tonight, I pray you become better people. The scene outside Highmark Stadium last fall sparked outrage on social media with several users condemning Buffalo supporters for crossing a line. Now, Mahomes, whose voice has drawn comparisons to Kermit, and the Chiefs suffered their first loss of the season in Western New York on November 17th, a 30-21 defeat. It was their only defeat of the season outside of the regular season finale when they rested all their starters against Broncos. This makes some sort of sense. I hope to. Oh, Mahomes. Look, I am going to be very real with you guys. I don't know how to pronounce his name, and you probably notice it. It hasn't been subtle. So there you go. Don't be dicks to people if they don't look like you. I would think that would be a general rule current year. Now, if they are dicks back to you, if they give you back dick energy, like I'm totally cool with you not liking them. But just not liking them because of, X, Y, and Z until you really get to know them. If you don't like them, I don't get that. I really, really don't. Thank you so much. I might have to move it up earlier, you guys. Unfortunately, at least in the winter, I get to about 4 o'clock and then I start turning into a pumpkin, especially when I've been cleaning all day and running around and finding light up cactuses. Mr. Mo again is not as impressed with my abilities. This is actually, really sad, but hopefully we will get justice for this. Former classmate of a teen SA'd and strangled nearly 50 years ago is arrested at a nursing home. Yeah, that's it, you disgusting human beings. We will find you. Murder doesn't have a statute of limitations, and we have ancestral DNA now. I hope you all like if you have done some shenanigans, some evil fucking stuff in your past, I hope you are looking over your shoulder and just waiting for that day when Chris Hansen's gonna knock at your door and say, "Take a seat." You know, again, your neighbors are getting divorced? Oh, no. Well, that's sad. I never like when people get divorced. I understand that some marriages don't work, but it is a sad thing, and I always feel bad for them. A classmate of a teenage girl found SA'd and strangled in her Hawaiian high school has been arrested nearly 50 years later in a Utah nursing home. Fuck yes, because that woman deserves justice no matter what the years are. Sophomore Dawn Mamahara, 16, was found on the second floor of Honolulu's McKinley High School in March 1977 with an orange cloth found around her neck, according to NBC News. She was lying on her back, partially clothed. It appeared that she had been essayed and she was pronounced dead on the scene, Lieutenant Dina Tomes said. The case ran cold for decades until late Tuesday when one of her former classmates, Gideon Castro, now 66, was arrested in a nursing home in Utah. Absolutely, KMC Cheesehead. This is why Mr. Mo does not let me go places without supervision. I need a guardian at ADHDM. I don't know how we can get the court to appoint me one, but I need like a little person sitting behind me, like, hey, aren't you supposed to be on task? And I'd look at them like, gosh, how did I get off task? And then I'd start talking to them about how I got off task and we'd both be on off task. So, on second thought and in reconsideration, I would just spread my ADHD to the populace. This is not good. Maybe I need a robot, like a little robot that'll shock me when I get off task. I don't know. I'll come up with an idea. Now, he has been charged with second-degree murder, Tomez said, crediting advancements in DNA. So this was all that they had to go on in the beginning. Now, Castro and his brother were both interviewed days after Momoharo's body was found, but a prime suspect was never publicly identified. Even police, searched for years, advertised the sketch of the suspect and the Pontiac Lehmans seen near Honolulu High School the night Momaharo was murdered. Now, the case went cold until 2019 when the detectives decided to test several items from the murder scene, including underpants and a pair of blue shorts, for DNA. This enabled them to make a DNA profile of the suspect the following year, which was matched to Castro earlier this month, thanks to help from the FBI and Homeland Security, the police department said. Castro was living in Salt Lake City in a nursing home and he is awaiting extradition to Honolulu. In announcing the arrest, Tomei praised everyone involved for their tireless pursuit of justice for Don and the Momaharo family. You know, it's so tragic that they've had to wait so many years for their answers, for their justice, and this isn't gonna bring them closure. God in heaven, I wish it did, but there's always gonna be that hole in their life, and I'm so glad that this dirtbag got caught. Thank you. Yes, you go to prison. Lord Chippy is awaiting. Lord Chippy will save you a reservation. He is okay with delayed reservations. He is ready. Well, it got spicy and heated, and I love to see it because you know what? Pissed off Americans get stuff done. I feel like I'm in South Park. They took our nerves. South Park, honestly, way to trivialize the working man's sort of problems. I get it's a fun trope, but it is actually, kind of a real shot, and it really trivializes a lot of the, blue collar jobs that are being taken over and the sort of hopelessness that people who, have for generations worked in manufacturing feel. Yeah, it's a, kind of a trope and a funny thing, but it's also highlighting real pain. So I wish they wouldn't have made it, but "They took our jobs." It's so funny. So, Palisade fire victims vent frustration at town hall on debris removal, and it becomes a free for all. Thank goodness. Speak. These are your leaders. They're supposed to be working for you. Too many government officials think that we work for them. No, we hired you and we can fire you. You have to be fit for purpose. We're your employers. We want to see some work done. We'd like you to stop talking. Now, here's a concept I learned when I was working in a local custard shop, and it served me well for most of my life. Now, but if you can, lean and talk, you can clean and stock. So I don't know what y'all have been doing, but y'all have been leaning and talking and not cleaning and stocking, and we are getting a little pissed off as your managers. Zach, I have told you, sweetheart, I'm a grammar and spelling outlaw. It's in my blood. I'm an outlaw. You can't change it. I refuse. I do run on sentences and dangling participles. It's just what I do. And split infinitives. I'm pretty good at those. The town hall was billed as a way for Pacific Palisades residents to learn about clearing debris from their charred lots. However, Sunday's event in Santa Monica quickly turned into a free for all as frustrated residents pressed officials on an array of issues. Over 2.5 hours, locals sought timelines and answers on government plans to help them recover from January 7th's firestorm, which has burned more than 23,400 acres and destroyed thousands of homes. Others in the crowd simply lobbied, for questions to be answered. Quote, I have a house or I have a standing house in the middle of a burn zone. How do I protect that one? One man said. Displaced Pacific Palisade residents are navigating a new reality, including facing a potentially lengthy time to rebuild. They must also deal with a layer of government agencies as they seek to return to their fire ravaged properties. At Sunday's event, Representative Brad Sherman, a Democrat from Sherman Oaks, uh, his name is Brad Sherman and he represents Sherman Oaks. Is it just his family? Is it like an FTLS sort of compound? Just asking for a friend, not speculating on his character. I just find it weird that his name is Sherman and he's from Sherman Oaks. Unless that was a total coinky dink, I don't know. Now, federal and county representatives described the blaze's effects on houses' foundation, soil, and trees and the rebuilding process. Sherman revealed that the average cost of debris removals from homes in other fires was about $170,000. $170,000 just to get the damn. We have teenagers. Are you freaking kidding me? Okay, no, seriously, y'all. Make this make effing sense to me. Okay. So we have a bunch of National Guard. We have a bunch of teenagers that need stuff to do because they're getting into trouble. And you're telling me that, we couldn't get a bunch of these boys out of their mama's basement to pick up bricks and help their community? $170,000 to clear your property of the life that you used to have? That is beyond GD ridiculous. Now, I get. Oh, damn, you're right. The debris is toxic. Well, I mean, unless we want Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I guess we can't get the teens in there. Damn. Ooh, this lipstick has stayed on. I just look a hot mess and crazy AF. But as I said, it has been the Mondayest Monday that has ever Mondayed. I am going to call the Guinness Book of World Record. Y'all, I went to the grocery store, came back feeling like hot, sassy, and ready to get stuff on with my life. Because I basically sort of stuck to my list, which okay, it's debatable about like the percentage of stick to itiveness. But for me, it was a high part of the curve. I did not do all the impulse shopping and I could have. So I really, really felt really good about myself. I go to get y'all, every single freaking bag exploded. And as I was contemplating on, my little driveway, whether I was really going to commit to the laying down, screaming, and kicking my legs toddler tantrum, I decided that was a bad idea, but it is always there in the background just in case I need it. Because I swear to God, and look, it's not dignified, but I swear the world would be better if adults once a while would just lay down and have a screaming tantrum away from people. It gets out a lot of nerves. I'm just saying everyone should lay down and have a screaming tantrum once in a while away from people, not directed towards anyone, just to get out all the anger. I'm going to call it toddler size, and I'm going to make a prancer size like video. Oh my God. Yes. Now there are so the 170,000 price point is a potential factor for residents who are looking to hire a private contractor. Now, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is offering to clear away debris at no charge, and the residents can opt in or out of that particular government service. Mark Pastrella, the director of Los Angeles County Public Works, encouraged neighbors to work together to sign up for public debris removal, explaining it will be faster if there are a cluster of homes. In the meeting last night, hosted by the Pacific Palisades Community Council, officials said that debris removal process would take up to 18 months. The hell are we doing? This is, look, I am not to go out to go full Randy Marsh, but I thought this was America. And you know why I say that? Okay, you know why I say that? Because in the 40s and the 50s, we had a bunch of strong ass women. When their men were fighting, they went over there and started manufacturing. So don't you tell me that America can't do this quicker. Because when we see a need, we should take care of it. 18 damn months? Are you kidding me? That is a travesty. This woman should be mayor of Guam until it tips. The Environmental Protection Agency is also doing its own removal of hazardous items, which will start later this week. Tara Fitzgerald, the agency's coordinator, told the crowd Sunday night that the process could take months. Now, that answer drew some complaints from audience members. That's too long. Speed it up. Hire more people. Federal and county officials have warned residents to use caution when, returning to burn areas. Some of these people can't even fucking go to their houses. What are you talking about? Some of these people can't even go through the rubble to see if there's anything left of their life. Just y'all are just gross and not fit for purpose. Now, County Supervisor Linda Horvath, who apparently appeared on the panel, said that it was dangerous for people to go to their own property and haul away debris. At one point, panelists began to ask each other questions. LA City Councilwoman Tracy Park, who represents Pacific Palisades, asked why the two phases, the EPA work and the clearing of debris, couldn't be done at the same time. The suggestion drew cheers. There's a whole neighborhood burned to the ground. Just clear the whole thing out, a woman shouted. Now, Fitzgerald from the EPA explained that there were two phases to allow the agency to remove explosive materials. And Eddie, I feel so sorry for you. I am glad. Look, you can think a lot of things about the current president, and I try not to give my opinions too much because I know this is it's a titchy subject. But I will say he has earned my respect for going to North Carolina. That in my opinion is a good thing. So whatever you think of him, at least he's shining a light and getting help to those people. This is flippin' ridiculous. Okay, California, do you not understand that you are the highest tax rated one of the highest tax rated, areas of the world? Do you understand that you function at a deficit and you are killing your tax base? You are basically telling your tax base, the people that pay for all of your cushy jobs, the 400,000 for a diversity hire, council person that's going to for the fire department that's going to make sure we're all diverse. When everyone moves out, you can't tax anyone else. Have fun with that. You think 5 years people are gonna stick around just because they love California? No. I don't know who's running this, but if me in almost potato mode can do a better job, y'all are y'all are not doing great. Now, another audience member who had lost a car key that was in the house asked if officials could get a tow truck into the closed off burn site so she could retrieve her car. The last two mandatory evacuation zones are expected to open this week to Palisade residents only, and they will be able to retrieve items if the weather holds up. Now, Mayor Karen Bass, another panelist, acknowledged Mayor Karen Bass, you are a disgrace. I need to act snake rattles and a fun song. I am doing that tomorrow. Anywho, how dare you? And is any okay, I'm gonna speak to the ladies here because I'm noticing something and I am getting a little pissed off about it. So I'm a rant just a little bit because I turned the monetization off, so we're good. Is any other lady tired of, these first ladies elected being effing fucking awful? Like, god dang it. We finally get, Tiffany Henyard super mayor, and she turns out to be absolutely cray cray, which, I mean, if you had looked at her criminal record before, I don't know why you voted for her, but hey, have fun with that. And then, you get Kamala Harris and you get all these women, you get Nancy Pelosi. I will never forgive Nancy Pelosi for this. Jim Jones as a building commissioner. She thought he was an intelligent, elegant, and progressive man. Feinstein, Miss Feinstein, she actually fucked up the Night Stalker case to the point where, Richard Ramirez threw his really identifiable shoe that would have connected him to all the, cases away. I just, I am so tired of ladies sucking out loud. Look, I really want us to stop advertising this first lady in such and such cuz swear to God, half of them are just fully on crazy and they're making us look bad. Karen Bass, another panelist, acknowledged the anger and grief felt by the community at the beginning of Sunday's event. My North Star is my commitment to getting you back home. I wonder if she had to practice that in a mirror because she doesn't have a soul to kind of replicate normal people. And come after me, Karen Bass. Seriously, you can get like 5 Sailor Moon stuff, all right? Like bring it, ma'am. Take the rubber ducky earrings, all right? I love how Mondayist Monday I am in full fuck deficit mode. Like, come at me, Karen Bass. Oh my gosh. Whew. She did also employ a spy. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Still, some residents wanted actual details about the recovery, which seemed to be scant on the ground. Pacific Palisades resident Sue Pasco, who runs a newsletter and website circling the news, wrote this weekend that there doesn't seem to be a central place that the Palisades can go to get information. Ah, bureaucracy. I love thee. How about not as much bureaucracy and people can get stuff done? Trust us rubes from the Midwest. Sometimes we know what we're doing. Try a side of ranch, okay, sweetie? Take some logic and some ranch, and we will make it happen. Well, the Olympic wrestling has a new contender, but she might be in cuffs. She might be our rowdy convict, wrestler. The Olympics is growing. OnlyFan model arrested in Turkey after vowing to sleep with 100 men in one day. Yeah, you probably don't wanna do that in a newly minted Islamic theocracy. Somehow, I think it's a little scary and maybe a little dumb to, spread hoology in a theocratic, the theocratically run, very paternalistic, very conservative theocracy. You must be did you eat a Tide Pod, ma'am? Because this math ain't mathin'. Well, she's already gonna get arrested for that outfit. An OnlyFans model was arrested in Turkey for announcing her plans to set a record for sleeping with more than 100 men in 24 hours. Azrenor Av, whose real name is Ezra Vadan, was charged with obscenity, resisting an officer on duty, and slander after the model revealed her promiscuous plans on social media, the Sun reported. Quote, my goal is to break a first Turkish record and then the world. Young ladies. Now, I'm not going to do this because we're not on OnlyFans, but one day your boobs are going to be near your belly button. And ain't no one gonna wanna pay for that. But you know how you're gonna find someone so you're not a lonely cow forever? You're gonna have to develop yourself. You are more than the holes God put in your body to stick various appendages. In fact, some places are appendage free, if you ask me. You are more than that. Focus on your inside. God, there are a scant few years where you are going to be the hot girl, and then it goes away, and if you have nothing to fill that void, your life is gonna be so empty. And also, like, do you Lysol the crotchular area after that? Like, do you douche with bleach? I mean, I don't know how you clear that Look, I need Purell at this point for my brain. So she wrote this alongside of an image of her sitting on a bed wearing red lingerie. I am going to start with 100 men in 24 hours. We will be editing and the application and details will soon be, sent out. True, audio coffee, true. She is looking for several voids. Now, the current world record. Okay, you know what? This is how we fucking get final form Jesus. Y'all want to start the rapture, okay? We now have a Olympics world record. We now have chicks, we have Olympic wrestlers trying to find the crown. This is how we're going to get final form Jesus, and I tried to tell y'all. Look, I tried to warn you. Again, God picking a prophet that may not have been believed. I seemed when I am the voice of fucking reason, start panicking, okay? This is ridiculous. Now, the world record is currently held by fellow OnlyFans star Bonnie Blue, who claims she slept with 1,058 or 57 men, sorry, in less than 24 hours, as you do. Like cardio, Taibo, or Olympics. Does, like, someone give them Gatorade in the middle? Like, do you have, like, a well, for lack of a better term, a ball boy in tennis? Like, he comes in and wipes the sweat off or changes the sheets or sprays them with Lysol? I mean, I kinda wanna know the answer, but I kinda don't. So, that might be one of those questions for a later musing stream. Now, Vadan faced a challenge due to Turkey banning the platform in 2023. Her post to her 2031 or 231,000 fans was quickly discovered by the Istanbul Public Security Branch Directorate Morality Bureau. Officials called her plans both obscene and damaging to national morale. Cops were sent out to track her and arrest her as she was in the process of getting cosmetic surgery. Oh, fuck me sideways. She's coming out in a bandage with her face all. See, ladies, this is why you do not need Botox. If you have to take a mud shot looking like this, it's gonna look ridiculous. It's just what the actual Schnell. Not to mention, look, I would love to be comfortable enough in my body to go around just not given to absolute shits, what the Lycra looks like. Now, being gifted with cellulites and birthing hip, uh, I don't, but I would love to be able to do it. So no hate on her just walking around, you know, in basically skin type, no clothes. Because y'all, there is a reason God keeps me semi-fluffy. I would not make good choices. If I got an ab, it would be crop top season forever. It would be 50 below. I swear to Jesus, if I was ever able to get a damn ab, like that thing would be on the internet. It would have its own damn channel, like David Bowie's codpiece in The Labyrinth. Also, fuck you, Hollywood. Do not remake The Labyrinth. Every single Gen Xer latchkey kid will come figuratively after you in a class action suit. Now, I need to talk to my legal friends, but I will make this happen because gosh darn you, you will not ruin the labyrinth. And if I hear about the Dark Crystal, you slimy motherfuckers, there will be a class action GoFundMe lawsuit started. You keep your hands off my childhood. You go figure out some dumb story that you want to tell. Again, as I have fucking said a million times, remake Captain Planet. Think about it, y'all. It has, the United Benetton of kids, so it's got the diversity. It's got, allegiance to Mother Gaia, and a guy in a mullet. I mean, it is perfect for the modern audience. So, remake Captain Planet because no one fucking likes it and do whatever you want to it. Make him, a they, them. I don't really care. I don't really care who you are. Good Lord. I just want you to be a good person. Like, could we all just stop with the asshole? I don't know. Just asking. Annie Hoozle, well, she was just all puffed up with some, Botox.
Okay.
Now, the sex worker reportedly tried to capitalize on the opportunity and had one of the officers take a photo during her arrest.
That road across the highway.
I know now I'm hearing it. Captain Planet, he's our hero. Gonna take pollution down to zero. Something, 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 Captain Planet. Okay, see, y'all, this is what I would be wearing to the grocery store. This is why God keeps me semi-fluffy, okay? Because honest to goodness, I would probably be dressing up as Elvira and Dolly Parton. So there really is a reason that God keeps me from getting an ab. No, I didn't really enunciate, so no, Mr. Mo knows. You guys are catching me in a mode you don't normally see. This is, where I have kind of it's been a really long day as the Mondayest of Mondays, so I am kind of, as I said, in full fuck deficit, like, just no more Fs to give, just all ran out. So, I forgot that one. I'm gonna have to go watch it. So, during a court hearing with the Istanbul 6 criminal judgeship of peace, officials pushed for prison time, accusing Vanden of, quote, damaging moral values and being provocative to society. Now, Vanden reportedly insisted that she did not deserve to be judged. Again, you can try that in a secular Western nation. You cannot try that in a very traditionalist theocracy that happens to be Islamic. That shit is not gonna fly. Now, ma'am, I can you can be all progressive as you want, but you have to, realities. Reality is that no, Islam is not gonna, be a sponsor of the Olympics. I'm hoping California will be. I'm pretty sure New York's gonna help. But, the National, Olympics Wrestling Federation will probably not be sponsored by any mullahs. It's just not gonna happen. Shocking. Read the Quran, ma'am. It's gonna tell you lingerie and 100, men orgies will not apply. Now there has been a rise in porn stars making shocking headlines for sleeping with hundreds of men in a short amount of time. Blue first rose to international fame when she filmed herself bedding 150 barely legal college. You are gross. Like, ew. Like, just look, I'm trying not to judge you because you have something real broken inside, but bless your heart, like, just ew. Ew. Then the OnlyFans model Lily Phillips, 23, went viral on a documentary for YouTube where she was crying after sleeping with 101 man in one day. You have to be a professional to join the, Olympics. It's a professional sport. You gotta leave your feelings in the locker room, okay? Giblets in heaven. In this chick, her mom is her manager. What the flippity flapjacks? Like, "Hey, mom, I'd like to show my vag all over the internet." "Well, honey, I'm here to help you. Let's put you on Instagram." No, she cried like she felt that she was over-sexualized and used as a piece of meat. You advertised to basically sleep with 150 men. The answer is yes. They came here to boff you. What do they call it? Pump and dump, if you will. None of these men care about you. And the simple biological fact is that when a woman is having a good time in the married relationship ish way, they release hormones that cause bonding. Oxytocin is a bonding hormone. So, regardless, women are just made different. Can we just admit this? I have never met a woman in my entire life who, jumps from man to man to man or, tries to live that carefree life, that they've ever felt fulfilled by it, that they've ever had a good time. Why are we selling this destructive, soul destroying behavior to young ladies? And I'm not talking about you have to, be abstinent till you're married. No, no. But can we at least honor the act? Can we make the act a little bit more about connecting with someone else instead of, slapping bits and pieces into each other? We have so cheapened this act. And it can be really, really great to connect with someone that you really care about. But you cheapen it by just laying on a bed and letting whoever has a ticket come in. And I didn't mean that to be a phrasing, but there. A New York teen has solved an 80-year-old family mystery during a recent visit to Auschwitz. Closure we never imagined possible. A local teenager unlocked a decades long family mystery during a recent trip to Auschwitz, getting closure with a missing piece of a painful family puzzle that stretched more than 80 years. While touring an exhibit of children's artwork at the notorious death camp, 17-year-old Bronx native Yuval made a shocking discovery amidst the drawings of guards with guns and trains. Alongside the artwork, he noted the name of his grandfather's brother, 13-year-old Freddie Popper, whose fate was lost to his family and history. Until now, Freddie's fate was just rumors, Yuval told the Post. This trip gave my family proof and the closure we never imagined possible. For his entire life, Grandpa Michael Popper never knew what happened to his older brother, Freddie, once the war broke out and the brothers were split up from their Slovakian home. Michael, who was 10 at the time, was sent away to the mountains to hide with a Christian family in their barn, while 13-year-old Freddie was sent to an aunt and uncle in Budapest. But the couple, who were pharmacists, poisoned themselves before the bad guys from WW2 invaded, thinking Freddie would survive if found. While Michael survived the war, his brother's fate was unknown, and it haunted his younger brother for his entire life until he passed away in 2020. It's Diet Pepsi, but I hope like hell you brothers, he was waiting there for a bench just like Supernatural, and y'all went and had a beer and just chatted. 'Cause that's how the story needs to end, with y'all in heaven having a beer and just being brothers. Toast to it with, all the whatever chemicals this is. It's the epitome of "oh my god" moments. It's unfathomable. You can't wrap your head around it, said Yuval ahead of the 80th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz, marked as International Holocaust Remembrance Day on Monday. And here's little, baby Fred with his little dog and his little romper. I've thought of thousands of scenarios about what would happen on the trip, he said of the group trip. A youth delegation known as Friends of Israel's Scout Group or Tolsvim North America. I am okay, not maybe. I am totally mispronouncing this, but I don't know. I couldn't have imagined I would be solving this family mystery. Yuval's mother, McKen Poran, sorry, the New York chapter leader who accompanied the group, told the Post that she was hoping to glean bits and pieces of family history, but the shocking discovery left her stunned. I saw the name and my heart stopped. I couldn't catch my breath. It healed something that's been broken for generations, said the 46-year-old mother of three. An emotional Michelle, who cried not happy, not sad tears, immediately sent the photo of her uncle's name to her mom. It was like a clue, a handwave from the past. It was amazing. The transformative journey began in the summer of 2024, just months after the October 7th massacre in Israel, making it deeply resonant for the delegation of nearly 100 teenagers. Past and present tragedies intertwined, amplifying the importance of connecting our youth to their heritage. Yavni Bririn, CEO of Tozvim North America, But for the 17-year-old high school senior, the powerful moment of finding Freddie in Poland was channeled into his college essay, in which he described standing at the cemetery with a feeling that all of his relatives were standing behind him and pushing him. I felt as if my entire family, generations and generations of my family, were standing with me, behind me, holding on to me, the teen said of the life changing moment. I really wish my Saba, grandpa, could have seen this and we could have talked about it, lamented Yuval, who meditated on what it meant for his great uncle, not much younger than him, to have perished in the death camp where children were usually taken out quickly. It would have been sad, but I think he would have been proud of me for going on this trip and finding this piece of family history. Rest in peace, Fred, and I hope you meet your brother and y'all are just having a kick ass time up in heaven. Y'all, I think this might be going in the jar of cray cray when I can write better and my handwriting is better because what the actual fuckery. A man who helped his son hide bodies of 4 murder victims in a cornfield after he quote unquote snapped and shot a couple people learns his fate. And absolutely, Nanny Goat, never again. Never. And the more you dig into history, the more you know that Roosevelt knew, that everyone knew on the Allies' side. And they worked as fast as they can. I mean, the young men and women who worked on the front lines, I can't imagine, but God. A man who helped his son hide the bodies of 4 murder victims in a Wisconsin cornfield after the younger man, quote unquote, snapped, has learned his fate. Darren Osborne, 59, was sentenced Thursday to 16 years in prison, online court records show. He was found guilty in October of 4 counts of hiding a corpse involving the deaths of Jasmine Sturm, 30, her brother Matthew Pettis, 26, her boyfriend Lois Foreman III, 35, and her friend Natosha Fug Presley. Flug? Sorry, ma'am. 30. And I hope you are all resting peacefully and having, again, a kick ass time in heaven. Because this sucks all the ball sack. You probably would never hear that on CNN, I don't think, to be honest with you. This is why you watch YouTube news. I mean, although I would pay good money to hear Don Lemon say this just sucks all the ball sack, but that's for personal fun reasons and to make a ringtone. Because could you imagine that ringtone? Any hoozle. Back from that tangent. So he was found guilty in October of those 4 counts. His son, Anthony Suggs, 41, shot and unalived the victims after a night of drinking in St. Paul, Minnesota. I know, Wisconsin is becoming the Midwest Florida. Like, and y'all, I would not go to Wisconsin anymore. I am not going there. That is like tempting fate. That's like going to Georgia into Fulton County. That is a hell no. I am an indoor cat. I am a total insidian. All right. I identify as inside my room. All right. I am not tempting fate. I am not going to Wisconsin. No offense to my lovely Wisconsin viewers. I love you guys. But holy God. Now, Anthony Suggs, 41, unalived them after a night of drinking in September 2021. Now, citing surveillance footage and phone data investigators indicate that Suggs killed the victims at 7th Street between 3:30 a.m. and 3:48 a.m. Now, videos showed Flug Presley slumped over in the front passenger seat. Suggs reached out to his father after the shooting for help with hiding the bodies. He, quote, told his father he had snapped and just shot some people. The criminal complaint obtained by Law and Crime says Suggs told his father the shooting happened in the vehicle on 7th Street, said Ramsey Court criminal complaint. Suggs' father gave his son a ride to Minnesota from Wisconsin after they left the Mercedes-Benz in a cornfield. Now, Suggs' father denied knowing the bodies of the people that his son shot were in the vehicle they abandoned. Now, he then dropped off Suggs in Minnesota. Now, Suggs surrendered to the police in Arizona where he had been living. He was ultimately convicted and sentenced to 103 years in prison in 2023. Osborne has been sentenced to nearly 5 years in prison in 2022 for helping his son and will serve the Minnesota sentence and the Wisconsin sentence concurrently. So, yeah, don't look. Friends are good. Friends will bring you bail money. Accomplices will be sitting in the jail cell next to you. Please figure out who you are, and we don't need accomplices. No, if your friend is effing up big time, tell him to get a lawyer. Do not help. That is a no go friendo move. Well, if you want to see a stinky plant and you didn't watch Dennis the Menace and got to see it that way with, early 90s CGI, I don't know what you're doing with your life. A rare corpse flower greets the public with a putrid bloom in New York. Yeah, it smells like rotting meat. Again, perfect for the Amazon, not great for New York. New Yorkers are lining up outside the Brooklyn Botanical Garden to catch a glimpse or possibly a whiff of the facility's rare blooming corpse flower. The Look, I'm not saying the Latin name. It has already been the Mondayest of Mondays, and that looks like phallus. And y'all, oh my God, it does have a phallus. They were definitely thinking peen when naming this, and I'm kind of here for it because as a person with a 12-year-old boy's sense of humor, they did put phallus in there. Let's see, Amor faux phallus gigas. The most giggity name ever. Better known as the corpse flower, was obtained as a seedling from a nursery in Malaysia 7 years ago, and it has started its first bloom as of Thursday night. Now, the plant's famous for its foul odor that it emits while it's blooming. It's one of only four of these, blooming corpse flowers that are known to be in the US. Why would you buy this? Look, as a person who buys a ridiculous amount of crazy BS, I mean, again, I bought a light up cactus. I am really I am in a glass house, but I am confused as to why you would buy a corpse flower. I do need a little bit of explanation for this. Let's see here. Now there are smaller but more rare than their cousins, the Amorphola phallus titanium, which are commonly referred to as a corpse flower due to their similar stench. Now, both of these, stinky plants are closely related to each other, but the corpse flower is also often the one that makes the biggest news. I think this is an equally impressive species, though less known to cultivation. Like the titanium, it will smell like rotting flesh. How in the hell did they sell this to some yuppie? Like, look, it is very rare, okay? Now, you are going to have to smell death, but everyone will be so excited because they don't have one. Like, just don't understand. You know, I love humanity. We can be the smartest people. We can be creating AI, but you tell a guy, just a regular guy in the street, that something smells like death, we will line up to smell a ridiculous smell. We will also take a stick and poke anything when we first see it. But I love how people will pay to get, the dry heaves from a flower. We have a lot of masochists in this country. We may need to work on that just a little bit. We gotta start loving ourselves, okay? Now, paradoxically, crowds lined up Friday and Saturday to experience the sights and smells of the plants. Now, it was dubbed "Smelly It" by the garden's social media followers. "It's the worst thing I've ever smelled," Flatbush resident Saul Polito told WCBS TV. Now, another person said he noticed a change in the smell from Friday to Saturday. You went back? What the hell is wrong with you? You're like, I want to see if the stink intensifies. Sir, I'm going to need you to come to the front of the congregation and we're going to be real sweet to you, but we don't understand a damn thing you just said. Because You said it stunk the worst thing you had ever smelled, like funk just got attached to your nostrils and would not let you go, and then you're like, "I need to go back and smell that stank again." Imma need Imma need you to explain yourself. Busplain yourself now, busplain. Yesterday, at least, it was like a dead rat with a little garlic and some burnt plastic. Today's been a little fainter, but it's still coming in waves. I'm still getting more of a stinky cheese foot smell. Sweetheart, it sounds like you have taken a deep amount of time to analyze this, and I don't know how I feel about that. You are like a sommelier of stank. And I don't need to know that it has a nice oaky footy flavor. Like, this is just not selling me. I don't need a stank sommelier. Thank you so much. Also, I'm a little confused as to why you wanna be one, but okay. Look, I'm trying now. Oh, crap. What did I do? Now, I have decided to refuse this next story and refute it because I have decided to say hell no to this idea. Where is it? Come on. Look, y'all, it's fixing to snow in the Midwest, and I am about tired of this ridiculousness. I understand it's summer, but I was told global warming is a comin'. Now, I'm about fixing to start a daggone pyramid tire fire in my front yard to get some heat back, okay? Don't push me, Greta. I'm a woman on the edge. I'm perimenopausal and I can't figure out what temperature I am. And if y'all don't stop messing with me, I'm gonna lose it. Damn it. Holy shitballs. We live in a simulation, guys. It's a conspiracy, Jeffrey Montgomery. We are not a temperate society. We don't have seasons. Hello, Dan Davis. You guys, just when I think I've got a touch of reality, we've got Dr. Phil on ice raids. What the hell in the handbasket is going on? This is mainly political, but holy fazolies, this might be in my cray cray list along with other body hiding dad. Dr. Phil's like, "You're going to the ranch in Mexico." This timeline is effing trippy, you guys. But I finally found it. Another winter storm with blistering snow and dangerous winds is coming for the Northeast and the Great Lakes this week. We would like to inform the weather that we have all given it up for Lent. We really enjoy it, but it's a sacrifice we're willing to make. And all inclement weather is unfortunately verboten pre-Lent. We are extending the pre-Lenten season to not have to deal with this bullshit. Thank you so much as a recovering Catholic. Cities and towns from the Great Lakes regions to parts of the Northeast are bracing for more snow and strong winds as the next in a series of fast moving clipper systems threaten the region. The strongest clipper in the ongoing parade will charge on Monday night, bringing potential for dangerous snow, squalls with whiteout conditions, and strong wind gusts of up to 60 miles an hour. Now, nearly 27 million people are under high wind warnings or wind advisories from Chicago to Milwaukee to portions of Michigan and Pennsylvania and upper New York. Now, the exact timing of when these things might show up is uncertain, but snow and strong winds are expected to begin Monday evening. I am getting sick and flipping tired of this weather. Now, we can either have a beautiful snow where I can just sit by the fire, but we cannot have this snow where I have to fix to go places. I have to go figure out, passports and all this craziness tomorrow, which means I have to people. And y'all know I have, like, in true introvert fashion, I have to take about an hour to get myself ready to people. Only introverts get this. My husband is an extrovert, so he's like, "I don't get why you have to, like, work yourself up to go out to people." Like, I can people fine, I'm usually good without a leash and stuff. Like, my husband has to watch me, but I'm usually pretty good peopling, but it wears me absolutely out. So, it is so funny that, for him, going out and socializing totally it just fills his battery. You can see he's so energetic. And then I am like, "I need to go home and recovering from interacting with other people of my species. Sorry, it's just the way I am." I love that we're opposites. I do think that I'm turning him into an Insidian, though, because he is getting more like, it's cold outside, we don't have to go." Now, the strong winds will move inland off the Great Lakes, creating a risk of downed trees and scattered power outages. Please make sure if you are in the areas that you've got, some supplies, maybe a good idea of where to go if the heat goes out, if the electricity goes out. I don't want you guys to deal with that. Now, these winds are forecasted to impact portions of Interstate 90 in western New York and Interstate 81 in north central New York. By Tuesday, the forecast center is monitoring the potential for strong snow squalls along the I-90 corridor. So it looks like it's going to be pretty north. So I might not even get snow, which would be great. Um, but yeah, I'm kind of done with this whole winter thing, you guys. I feel like Milton from Office Space. Like I would told that there would be like a white Christmas, but then it would go away. Like, I just want my stapler back. Like, I feel I do. Ooh, nanny goat. I will be waiting to hear that. So there you guys, if you are in the New York area up by the Great Lakes, be careful, watch for downed trees. Don't be, a flippin' moron when you drive. If it looks slickery outside, maybe stay home and be an insidian, okay? An indoor cat is the safest place to be. And I thought I saw one story that I kinda wanted to look. Ooh, okay. So I know that this has caused a pretty big rift in the, Kennedy family. You have several people that really want it out and several members of the family who do not want this to come out. JFK's grandson, Jack Schlossberg, I feel like I slurred schlosh. Sir, no offense to your name, but it is very hard to not say it like you're being an alcoholic. And I don't mean it like anything by it, but it is very hard to enunciate that name in the typical flat Midwestern sort of usual, commentator voice. Reacts to Trump's order to release the assassination files. Kennedy scion Jack Schlossberg accused President Trump of using slain President JFK as a political prop after the commander in chief issued an order Thursday to declassify files tied to his grandfather's murder. I get it. Look, I get it. It's a bit political, but I think that the nation deserves to know the truth. I get that the most immediately affected were your family, and I honor, the pain of that. But the rest of the country would like to know what happened to their fucking president, and we deserve to be able to know. If these, higher ups, if the CIA knew, then why the hell can't we know? Your grandfather was all for equality. He was for limiting these three-letter agencies. He was for getting rid of them, for instilling civic duty, civic nationalism, and civic responsibility into the populace. He was not about, giving control to these three-letter agencies. In fact, look up the Bay of Pigs and how he wanted to destroy them, and maybe we can figure out what happened. But how dare you try to make again, grief sucks. And I hate that your family had to walk through it, plastered all over television and, filmed for everyone to see. I cannot begin to imagine the amount of suckitude that was. But the American people deserve to know what happened to their president, their leader, without filters. So I'm sorry that you feel it's political, but the rest, there are, millions and millions of us who would like to know what happened in Las Vegas. President Trump, could we know what happened in Las Vegas? There are so many families that don't have closure, that don't know what the hell happened. We don't even know anything. Get us the information on Vegas and then release that little black book because I want to know who hurt kids. Can we do that, President Trump? I'm just asking for a friend because holy God, the paperwork that would uncover. But because thus far we have convicted 2 people for trafficking to no one. Explain that to me. I just don't get it. Any hoozle, you guys, um, that is, the line for today. Thank you so much for adjusting to the time, but I am going to go lay down and probably watch Once Upon a Time because for some reason I've decided to get back into that series that makes no sense, and timeline and continuity are just a fig Newton of the writer's imaginations. But I'm sucked in, so, I'm along for the ride. And thank you so much, Slinky. Mo for press secretary. Can you imagine? Oh my gosh, I would love that. Hello, my fellow Americans. Well, today has sucked balls for the stock market, am I right? Look, we are having our mathologist work on it, and I am sure that someone that is smarter than me in math is going to take care of it. But let me answer your questions. Oh my god. Can you imagine Mo as press secretary? The shenanigans, the amount of wardrobe changes. I would be full effing Liberace. I would have, oh gosh, was it James Brown? I would have someone bring me in a cape like, hallelujah. Well, I'd just be like, hey, general American puppet public, does anyone wanna listen to this jackass? And then I'd get a chat response of no, and I'd be like, "Look, Mr. Acosta, I am sorry, but no one has time for you. Go talk to, a 1-800 number if you need a friend." Oh, I would. You guys, I would be so queenie. Like, in the words of Freddie Mercury, I would be a total tart. Not gonna lie. You have no idea. I'd have retro 50 days, Hawaiian days, Russian days, you guys, and smoke and flares in the background, and I would walk out to Team America, like, "America, fuck yeah." Oh my god, I would have so much fun. Again, CNN, look, if you would like ABC, CNN, NBC, people like me are the future. If you would like late night comedy, please come to us. We're funny, we're unfiltered, and we understand normal people because we are them. We tend not to be too political because that's not polite. We tend to just stick to funny things. But, that's what late night comedy used to be. We used to have a kind of cultural touchstone where we kind of understood each other. But now it is men dancing in syringe costumes. Like Colbert has not been funny since inception. And not even like clapped funny. Not even like he has not been funny since he did the shtick on, the Daily Show. So, please explain to me how these people are still like, Jimmy Kimmel cries more than a hormonal prepubescent girl. I have seen him cry more than a K-pop fan. What the hell is wrong with these people? Like, dude, you used to wear dark face, dressing up as people and you had women on trampolines. And now you want to be the moral arbiter of America? Kiss my ass, Jimmy Kimmel. How about you go and get a wambulance, all right? Like, seriously, I can understand grown men like, I have nothing against grown men crying, alright, you guys? I mean, men have emotions, they have souls, they can cry if they want to, if their dog goes, if their mom goes, whatever if they're just frustrated AF, I don't care. But to have the little tear, like, that you really method acted for a long time, you're a professional pretender. I take that into account every time I see you emote. I know that you are paid to emote a certain way, so I will not trust you, and you are not funny. The end. Oh my god, get me with Adam Carolla. Holy god and balls. One day, that is my life goal. I will get on with Adam Carolla. I wish it could have been Norm Macdonald. And that's not taking anything away from you, Adam Carolla. I'm just saying if I had a choice, it would be Norm Macdonald. Could you imagine the fuckery that would come out of our mouths? Holy ballsack. Anyhoozle, I am ready for bed. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, they're little duckies. I figured for Canton because it's sad, you guys. I am having to pack up all of my wigs because Mr. Mo is getting ready to construct my office area and room in the next few weeks. So I'm having to pack them all up. But I cannot wait for Bev to come back. Miss Delali, could we please try again? I mean, I cannot wait for that sigh. That sigh and okay, you guys, I have a little change of wardrobe. If and when Canon Daddy shows up for Bev. Look, we saw Bev's look when Canon Daddy was here. She was like, I mean, her robe had done been all zipped up. And then she was like, "Well, hello, Canon Daddy. I'm going to need to depose you." I mean, ma'am, you were not subtle. Okay, subtle left the building and walked away 100 miles. To be fair, if I were in the presence of them dimples, I might have been a little confused too. But ma'am, you were not subtle. Like, no subtle. Anyhoozle, I am so sorry, Boosh. You are coming in just as I am closing out because I will turn into a pumpkin. Uh, Generally, that's what happens. And let me see who I can send you guys off to. Which you're you're an idiot, computer. Mr. Mo always gets really mad when I yell at my computer and call it a flaming whore, but I think it motivates my computer to be a better computer. It responds to evil. So, I know this might be super political, and you guys are in no way obligated to go to this particular stream. I will look at that. But Idic Mel, oh gosh, I feel like I'm always saying his name wrong. He is doing live streaming of all the stuff, but it does look like it has a political bent. It looks like it is involving ICE. So if that is not your jam, feel free to go to wherever you want on the internets, my lovelies. Have a wonderful night. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. But if people, start putting out butthole energy, take out your can of bitch fire and let them know that kindness doesn't mean doormat. I will see you guys in the morning. Have a lovely evening. And thanks for dealing with the little time change. Bye, you guys.